Alright, everybody, it's time for another What If. This is going to be the sports edition, then the next one will be the next historical one. You guys have been waiting a while for this one, and it's going to be what if the Buffalo Bills had won Super Bowl 20, it was either 20 or 25 against the New York Giants. What would they look like today? We now know that, unfortunately, Buffalo would lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls, starting with the loss of the Giants. Then they would lose to the Redskins and then 2 to the Cowboys. Now, what I'm willing to say is I think that if they had beaten the Giants, they would have beaten the Redskins. But I will not give you 4 under any circumstances. And 3, to me, is kind of pushing it. Because those Dallas teams that they played had an amazing, they were stacked. You had Troy Aikman, you had Emmitt Smith, you had just a multitude of great players on those Cowboy teams. And, Jimmy Johnson was an awesome head coach at the time. And I think he got wrongly fired by Jerry Jones. Of course, it's a different story. But, I think that the Bills would have been able to beat the Redskins because they wouldn't have had pressure on them. The problem was that after Buffalo had lost to the Giants, there's pressure on them when they went back the second time saying, okay, can this team win this time? Can they beat the Redskins? The Redskins that year didn't have anything to lose. But hypothetically, in our scenario, let's say that they beat Washington. I think that Buffalo would have probably steamrolled the Redskins maybe like 50-3, because at the time, the K-Gun offense was the best offense in the league. The Buffalo Bills were consistently good. They were consistently on top all the time, winning a lot of games, and they blitzed through the playoffs, and then they get to the Super Bowl, and they fall short. But what I think would happen is if they beat the Giants, they would have beaten the Redskins. But Dallas would have been a completely different story. They probably would have lost to Dallas. And then they'd have 2 Super Bowls right now, and I think it would change public perception. I think it changed public perception about Buffalo. I think the players would want to go there. The city would be happy because they haven't won anything since '64. It's for them. It's been like over 50 years for that city. They're kind of like San Diego in a sense. They're a city that they just want to win, and their team's never been able to win. I think the top talent will go there. The question is, though, what does this do for teams like the Patriots, the teams like the Jets? How good would they be? Would the Patriots be as relevant today? Or would they be as relevant as they are today? Or would they still be stuck in mediocrity? There's a lot of things to think about what would have happened if the Buffalo Bills had managed to win Super Bowl 25 against the Giants. How different it would have been. What would have happened to Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick? Because at the time, Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells. It's pretty much where you got to start coaching. And you think about it, Parcells would not have 2 Super Bowls. He'd have 1, which they won against the Broncos, but he wouldn't have 2. Marv Levy, I believe that's his name, the Buffalo Bills head coach, would finally have had 1. He's in the Hall of Fame as one of the greatest head coaches of all time, but he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring to go with it. He would have been able to get 1, possibly 2 of those Lombardi trophies. But you ask yourself, too, what would that have done to the Redskins if they had beat Joe Gibbs much? Because then Joe Gibbs would not have had a Super Bowl either. Now, like I said, though, with Dallas, I'm guessing Dallas would have won regardless because Dallas had just an amazing group, and I think they would have slaughtered Buffalo regardless. So, be sure to subscribe to Walk Talk 21 for more great videos like this every single day. And I'll see you guys around.